Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope everybody's really doing well and you had a very awesome weekend. So, first of all, well, we are at the 10th of February. Basically, 40 days have passed for the year 2025, and a lot of people you might be feeling very very low, that because I completely understand that lot of people got liquidated in this entire space for more than 2.5 billion dollars, on 2nd and 3rd of Feb combined. But I can just say one thing, guys. I mean, I completely understand as to what you are feeling, but let me tell you, I mean, there's still 300 days, more than 300 days remaining in the year 2025, and we still have lot of opportunities coming in, you know, and a lot of money to be made, this year as well. So let's, with that positive energy, let's get started with the analysis. On the weekend, we tried to take some scalps on BTC. I got stopped out on the lower term time frame, and then it pumped up for more than 2 hour. We are following our tracker, and the tracker is going. I mean, we're just gonna follow it very very wholeheartedly in my view, because that is a very very important for us basically, and the tracker is going to help us take to our targets. My Ethereum long got literally filled at the pick of bottom at 3518 partially, not fully but partially. My first order got in. I still have some orders at the lower levels of the bid, 2412 and 2450. Let's see if he even try to go there basically. But what a nice bounce from those levels so far. That was like a pick up bottom, and so far it just literally gave us a bounce of 5.5%. Now I'm not saying that it's bottom or it's not bottom. Honestly speaking, at this point it's very very difficult to say whether it's bottom or not, considering the fact that the move that we got is a little bit choppy, very, very choppy, I would say, not a little bit. So, hence, it's very tricky to say whether Ethereum has bottomed over here or Ethereum has not bottomed over here. It's very, very tricky in my view. So, what we should be doing is we just have to play some levels over here very, very carefully. The first level that I feel that ETH needs to hold in case we are looking for a very very nice upside move, which is a 2550. And hence I do think that the way we are holding up the 2550 levels, there is a very possibility that we might be bottom. Now what we want to see next is a very good chalk, a change in the structure, the change in the price movement basically. So what we want is we want ETH to sweep up the highs, go for some sort of a I would say 3 tap setup, or you can even say that some sort of an inverse head and shoulder. A lot of people would consider this as an inverse head and shoulder. I would consider this as a very good 3 tap setup as well. And after that, we can probably look for a much, much, much higher run up to 3070. I do think very, very likelihood, guys, in coming days, we will be seeing Ethereum towards very, very easily. I can say that we are going to see 3070. Don't expect much from ETH, guys. You don't expect new all-time highs, at least not for now, unless BTC or BTC dominance starts breaking down. But it's still very strong, and I don't see any sign of reversal yet. So something like this would be very very interesting for for ETH in my view. And I'm just gonna keep on holding my longs, because it's a very good risk reward that I'm gonna play. Now, do we keep our bids that we have at the lower bottom around 2,400 or so? Do we keep that? Yes, I do think for now we keep it. But just in case if BTC decides to go for one more down, there is a possibility. There is a possibility, because if we look at the USD DOM that we will check in some time, the USD DOM is still under the major resistance of range highs, which is still giving me a bullish vibes for the overall market. It's still choppiness, but yeah, overall it's good. If you look at the ETH, I think once it starts flipping the green line, which is EM 100 on the 1 hour time frame, which is where we were rejecting every damn time after dumping, you see. which is where we're rejecting. So once we reclaim the EM 100 on the H1, I see that we are going to compound our longs. So till then, just don't add anything. Just ride what you're holding, the eighth position with our original stop loss. So that's what I will be doing. 2,312 is my stop loss, guys. And I do think it should not reach there, even because we have a golden pocket zone, we have a liquidity pool. So that's a very good levels, for ETH. Okay, but do manage your risk, guys. Risk management is very, very crucial, and you do have the plan, the tracker that we are following, so that you don't go overboard on something. Pepe, unfortunately, we took a long on Pepe over here. It went for almost 2 hours, but I was like, no, let's ride it, because just in case if it's a breakout is real, it can just pump up lower and we can just make like 5 to 6 hours. But it got stopped at break even after just went into 2 hours. So it's a failed trade, but something to learn from the weekend chop that we had. Similarly, this is the plan for ETH. Now, the worst case scenario for it. So this is what, if we really ETH is going to give us that, chalk, the break-in structure, then we are going to follow a plan like this to compound. So we will compound here then if ETH give us the structure. If ETH starts falling under 2631, let's say if this range highs, the lower range highs, if we start losing back again on 1 hour time frame without giving us a break of structure, then there is a possibility that we might see one more downside for ETH, and which is going to be very, very good for adding up on the positions that we are having. So it's just temporarily going to fill us to $2,400, which is also going to be good for BTC, because I'm still expecting BTC. I was expecting Bitcoin to test 93.5 February open, the yearly open levels. That could have been a very interesting opportunity. I really wanted this, even it did not reach properly 702 Fibonacci levels, honestly speaking. So the next time I would not be looking for 702, but the next time, in case if we go down, it would be 93.6 to 92.5 anywhere, which is where we are also having 2025 opens. And overall, if you look at from the structural perspective, we are forming a very interesting, I would say, very, very good flag sort of structure. Now, just look at from the forward perspective, the RSI is trying to flip here, which is a good sign. You see, the RSI is trying to flip. If it flips, then we might really see a nice breakout. But if it rejects, then we have a strong likely possibility that we will be heading towards the lows, basically, on the RSI. But so far, the signals are turning good. The only thing that you need for Bitcoin is, that on the 1 hour time frame, you really want BTC to flip the EM at 200. Although we have flipped EM 100, which is still a good sign, basically, because we have been rejecting that EM 100 since, been dumping down since we dumped, and since 3rd of Feb, it has been rejecting. Every time we go there, we reject. It's a short, clean short. But for now, it is flipped, which is a very, very good sign. Very good sign. And also, we do have a change in character over here. So there is a chalk. So overall, things are slightly looking good on H4. We just need to see how this H4 closes. Even though we do have a bear divergence, guys. Yes, we have a bear divergence on H1. So just want to see how are we going to close the next 2 candles for H1. If the bear divergence is really going to play out or the momentum is going to continue. So honestly, if you are not in BTC, I would say wait for a breakout or wait for at least a flip of EM at 200, which is roughly around going to be 97.8 to 97.9. That's what you should be waiting for. Once it flips, probably you should be looking for long opportunities. Overall, I do think that till BTC is above 96.7, which is previous month very, very low, along with the range POC. This is the POC, the range POC that we have, the overall bigger range POC. I've been tracking this range POC since we have been ranging a lot since December. So this is the range that we're having. You see the overall range. So this range POC is of a very, very crucial basically. So we do have two important levels on H1. The first important levels that we are holding is the range POC, which is at 96.7. And if you do happen to flip the EMA 200 this time, I do expect, we will see a breakout, and probably we go up to February opens. The February opens is around 102.3 something. And that's where we also have a value area high of the overall range. So that's going to be like a deciding factor for BTC, whether we just want to, this whole move is something called ABC or zigzag, or this whole pump is going to be some sort of a impulsive move, is yet to see. So for now, on the lower term time frame, I expect BTC to show us some continued momentum towards 97.9 EMA 200 like this, and then we will see whether it's want to break out. If it breaks out, we will long. If not, then the market might go like this, one more down towards in 2025 opens, honestly speaking. So hence, do not rush into BTC trade till it gives us clean breakout. And you really want to see two H1 candle close. Why? Because we are likely forming a bearish divergence over here. So we want to see basically whether this bear divergence gets confirmed or not. If you look at the indicator as well, you see even stochastic is forming a bear divergence over here, the red one. And so we just really want to wait for a little bit more confirmation on the 1 hour time frame, whether the RSI is going to form the divergence or not. Now, if we just break down this whole H1 into M15, so what do we exactly see from the perspective of Elliot wave theory? So you got a very massive downside, and this downside was not 5 waves, it was 3 waves something. And then again, you got a ABC move over the weekend, and then you got another ABC on the downside, meaning what I'm watching, what I'm sensing over here is a very interesting, possibility that this whole move is some sort of a, A, B, 1, 2, and we are in wave 3 right now. 4, we go up here, chop to chop, and then we start downside one more time, because this doesn't give me the bottom vibes. Normally, bottom should be forming with the help of 5 waves. It can do 3 waves, but the 3 waves should be supported, with 353 move and not 333. It can even do 333, but it's on like a higher degree of time frame. Right now, it's like we did 3 waves here, 3 waves, and then again 3 waves. So, and that's a small degree of 333, because even the previous dump that we got was some sort of 333. You see ABC, ABC, ABC. So practically speaking, this can be WXY, the lower degree of WXY. This dump can be some sort of a WXY as well. The bottom might be in as well. Possibility is very high, and hence we really need a confirmation, and that's what you need to wait for the H1 candles, and we need to wait for it to flip the H1 EMA 200. Once it flips, then we can look for longs with our invalidation or stop loss under the previous month value area low and the range POC, which would be under 96.4, and the best would be 95.99. That would be the safest stop loss, and the take profit targets then would be the range highs, February opens, and anywhere above February opens. I would easily be looking to, and because it's a B wave can be fuckery sometimes. It can be irregular flat, expanded flat, or a running flat as well. So I'm considering this move as A on the downside, and you can consider as a B wave around 105 to 107.7. Like this is where the B wave would be in case if you're pushing up. So the setup would be once we reclaim here, we flip it. This is how we should be looking to long. This is the hard stop loss. But if you really want a safer one, this 2.3% would be very, very nice. And the risk reward is still amazing. The 786 Fibonacci level is good. And we do have a lot of liquidity around here. So 10% move would still be good in my view. Or you can even say the previous one, the value area high, would be some sort of a resistance. So 4-hour setup is not bad, and you can still keep on compounding. In just imagine, I mean, just you don't need the 4-hour. You can just probably even aim for 2-hour on swings, you know. So if you can risk a little bit more after confirmation, you can make a really good amount of money with this. So this is what we have for BTC and Ethereum, honestly speaking. The alts that in my view looks really good is first is Solana. I'm not gonna check Pepe, but Sol definitely, because it's like, you know, on the verge of a breakout, like a big breakout. Got a very good opportunity on Sol over the weekend. Personally, I got some spot bags around 195, 194. I'm not sure what to do with that, honestly speaking. The reason is I got a spot because the plan for the Sol is still, it needs to sweep the lows. But the problem is, or the good thing is, it already swept the A point. The A point was tested. So the shark, even though the shark is not complete, the shark needs to go down. And eventually Ethereum, Solana will go down, in my view, a lot, that a lot many people don't even imagine. So, you know, I personally think, you know, Sol can give us a very nice bounce. Now you can probably look for a bounce. You see, I'm in the breakout. This is what the trend line that I had on this Solana, and this is what the retest that it did around 194, 195. So my plan for Sol is it can just probably give us a push up like this to give us a very interesting chalk and a continuation. And then we can look for another ABC move, probably to 193, 194 with the 5 waves. And then we can, you know, push up like this towards a flip of 216 as a resistance. And we can go to 250 to 253. But that's it, because we clearly did some sort of a, you know, clearly did some sort of a ABC on the downside, meaning that there is a possibility that Sol is stopped over here. And I'd be aiming for a push up, but not more than golden pocket zone or 702 Fibonacci levels, basically, which is around $260. It can even go for 270, but it would be the max stretch for the Sol. And after which I would expect Sol to go to 135 to $120. Probably it can even dump $200 as well. But this would be a very good short for Solana. So let's see how it gives us. You really want the structure to break. And till we don't break the structure of like the way I mentioned, once it gives us this structure, you know, higher highs, like this is highs, lows, higher highs, high, you know, some sort of higher lows, another higher rise, that would confirm the trend, which means the trend is slowly and gradually going up. So that would confirm. But if you even look at the 4 hours time frame on Solana, you see, so the 4 hour time frame RSI is very crucial. So if you see RSI is above 50, which is a very good sign, it's just that we don't want to make another bad divergence over here. But RSI looks really good on the 4 hours. Look at the 1 hour time frame as well. 1 hour is also above 50, which is fair enough, and also above EMA based RSI. Look at the EMAs. Yeah, EMA 200 is about to get flipped. So once it flips, we can scalp it probably from there to the blue EMA, which is around 216 for a very good scalp, basically. Now a stop loss should be under, you know, 200, 199. So once it reclaim EMA 200, I'll move my stop loss in profits around 198, 199, even if it's like, you know, $4 to $5 stop loss. So it all depends. And so this is Solana is looking good. We just need a breakout. So if it reclaims or flips, would be very nice to give you a scalp. So we can get a good opportunity over here. Sui, guys, Sui is another coin that pretty much looks good, but it's honestly speaking, it's a little tricky actually, because it's forming a very interesting irregular flat. Basically, this is like a flat, irregular flat, expanded flat, some sort of it, because we got a sweep and now we are doing 5 waves. So what I would like to see on the Sui is something like this. Any move to the M15 OB and demand zone and push up like this for sweet, can even sweep up the highs for 5 days and then probably dump it back down to the bigger order block that we have around around 2.7 to 2.75. This is where I would like to see SUI going down. But of course, nevertheless, even after even if we expect the downside, the best thing is we still can ride along on an upside if we do get a very good entry, like a perfect 3-step setup. So let's see. I mean, I just don't want it to, straight away pump from here. Possibility is still there. It can pump. So what you should be doing is, let's say if you don't want to miss this, let's say if you really want to ride this pump. So this is the order block that we have. If SUI flips this order block, simply long it with a very tight stop loss under, you can have a stop loss under 3.05. That is going to be a stop loss. And take profit targets are going to be sweep of the highs of 3.4 to 3.5. That is going to be a very, very, very clean, trade for SUI basically. If it flips, if it don't, then wait for it for the order block around 2.94 to 2.93. AVAX is also, a very similar setup, very similar. No change in, like a structure at all. It's so same as SUI. Almost all the alts have had a very similar setup. It swept the lows with, 3 waves, which means that this move is ABC. And the pump that we are getting right now is some sort of a C wave pump. So you have to be slightly careful when you're playing alts at the moment, because every alt is forming, not every alt, but the majority of the alt is forming ABC. I mean, look at the AVAX structure. Look at Link, same. 3 wave downside, ABC. Normally we dump in 5 waves, and which clearly indicates that the pump that we saw is some sort of, irregular expanded flat. Normally, when this sort of irregular expanded flat happens, so this is A, this is B, and this is C. Normally, you want to see 5 waves. Instead of 5 waves, every alt, not every alt, but majority of the alt did ABC. Majority. Like this. So which means that the next move is irregular expanded flat, 5 waves. So if this is wave 1, this is your wave 2. That's your wave 3, which is going to happen. Wave 4, wave 5, like this. Some will go higher, like this. Some might not. But overall, after which it ends up going down. So this is how normally it should play out. Some might go slightly higher as well. It can go for a 161 at extension. It all depends on how bigger the liquidity and how bigger, like this is all clearly forming equal highs over here. So there is a huge liquidity over here. Possibility that we aim for the liquidity at this point. Okay. Which clearly tells me that, ladies and gentlemen, alts, if you really want to play alts, you need to be very, very careful. Just play the levels. That's what I would say. Even if you really want to look for some scalps on Link, you can take it. You can take it. But your OB, your levels are here, 17.9 to $18. That's what you should be playing for Link, basically. And if it goes above, if it flips the levels of, 19, you can play from there, 19 to 19.9 and exit. Take profits and run. Wait for that levels to flip. So just play the levels, That's what I would say. Other crypto market cap, before we go there, let's even check the USD dominance. Now, as I mentioned, over the weekend, that this range highs is very, very crucial. We did reject it, but as I mentioned, there are 2 possibilities, A, B, C, because the pump that we got is some sort of a WXY, and I really don't see any impulsive move. Normally, the pump should happen with the impulsive move, which is pending, basically. So in my view, the way I see it, it is a very clean, irregular, expanded flat for, the USD DOM. Basically, we are doing a very good 3 drive over here with a low volume, practically, which means that we will see a push up like this to the golden pocket zone, and then one more dump for the USD DOM, which means that everything will pump one more time. And then there is a likelihood that this goes up to 4.72 to 4.76%. That is my red box primarily. This is where the order block is. And hence, in case if this does something like this, I would better be moving my stops for ETH to break even or even in profits, and we can definitely buy lower with a good risk reward play actually, you know. But I do think that we are very very close to, topping out for USD DOM. It might even top out because eventually this range high is what matters. Just look at the HTF chart. The HTF tells you that this range highs of 4.6% is very, very crucial. Very crucial. See? So this is a very, very important range highs that we have. And the pump that we got is some sort of, in my view, ABC. Again, it's a WXY practically. So there are two scenarios, a very bullish case for the market. Now, everything on the lower term time frame, I've explained you very, very clearly. So forget about what we have talked on the lower term time frame. Now let's talk about from the higher term time frame. Possibly what we should be expecting from the market, So the pump that we got on USD DOM was A, B, C. Then again, we got a similar move, some sort of a, A, B, C, which is like WX. And then the pump that we got on the Fab was another A, B, and a massive push up of C, which is another 3 waves, which is like a WXY move. In this case, if the WXY is done and done and dusted, and let's say that is some sort of your top at the moment, then how the market should be following things. Let's say if we go to 4.7 or close to 4.76, and once we start dumping down in 5 waves, I think this is how we should be doing it. The next dump should be massive 5 waves like this. And then after which you will see a massive pump going into 2025 like a complete bear market. The problem with this count is the blood moon is coming basically, and on 13th of March, which is like now almost 1 month, 30 days from now. So I'm not sure how USD dominance is going to dump so fast in the next 30 to 20 days. Basically, possibilities there. We have seen in crypto, anything is possible. I mean, things can pump up, as we saw on 2nd Feb, everything dumps 40-50%. So there is a possibility. But this is like a bullish hopium, guys, honestly speaking. It has no relevance, basically. But this is one of the only bullish option that is there on the table, because after that we don't have anything bullish left. It's all going to be bearish. Every bounce that we're going to get, it is like for short, basically. So this is the only bull option that we have left on the table, basically. So if, let's say this move is going to happen, how are we going to see the same move happening on total crypto market cap? Basically, I would like to see a very interesting, what do you say, as a week of schematic 2, a week of accumulation. You need a little bit more accumulation for crypto, basically the coins, like altcoins, as well as BTC and ETH especially. So what do you want is when total crypto market cap needs to do or form a very strong schematic, because after this massive dump happened, I have seen, crypto market gets chopped a lot. I'm not sure how many of you guys have been here in 2021, or if this is just your first bull run or what. But look at this move that we had in a crypto, basically. Just look at this. So we had a massive dump of this sort previously. And then what happened, we got a recovery bounce and then chop like this for like few days, I would say, or even I would say a few months. And after that, the pump happened. Crazy pump happened for the altcoins. It was a very crazy move. This was an accumulation and then happened. If you remember, we longed BTC and lot of coins at that point of time when I was in WWG. I gave that long against all the odds of the market. I do think that if really total crypto market cap wants to do, a massive amount of pump, I think we need a more of accumulation, and then we should be looking for, a chop for like after the blood moon, because after the blood moon there is not much of a bigger negative impact, movement left. So I do think, at this point, the more we go sideways till 13th March, that's like a blood moon. I think we are likely going to see one more dump on BTC and crypto market basically. So this is to be seen basically. This is not yet confirmed. It's to be seen. In one, what we can do is we simply can push up like this from here, double top, and then we can dump like this, like a full blown bear market. This was the top, and we can simply dump like this. This was the bear market that we had in 2022, a very similar bear market basically. So at this point, just play the levels that I'm telling you. What every move is going to depend on how the price is going to follow in the next 30 days. That's before the blood moon. If we are literally, sweeping up the lows, or even, around the equilibrium before or around the blood moon, I would say it would be very, very bullish. Honestly speaking, it would be like a buy to me, because the market is literally going to be going in a chop zone, and it's going to present a very good opportunity to make a hell lot of money, for specifically for altcoins. Look at the total 3 and look at the others crypto market cap. If you look at the others, basically, yeah, it has lost the equilibrium, which it was not supposed to lose, but it has lost for now. So, if you look at from the perspective of logarithmic scale over here, and I'm just going to put it like daily chart. Yeah. So log scale tells me that, it's like a 5 waves, as you can see. A very, very, very clean 5 waves, honestly speaking. So ideally, if this is the 5 waves that we are talking about, basically, which means that altcoins can go, along with BTC, it can really go deeper, like towards 147 to 142 billion, like what Ethereum did. Like, just imagine what ETH did. So ETH, let's go to ETH heart on time frame chart, or the daily time frame. So just imagine what Ethereum did basically. See? So this is the heart on time frame chart for ETH. And let me just probably go to the logarithmic scale so that you guys can understand it easily. This is a 3 days chart. So Ethereum already swept the lows. Basically, we got it under 2000, or I would say on every, perhaps it have swept. Only the spots have not swept. Basically, others crypto market cap is around here, and ETH is already went way under it, like a shitcoin. So in case if this sort of thing happens, then you can imagine what ETH, what altcoins can do in the next 30 days, basically. And that is going to be very, very, very much like a bigger level of a bloodbath. And hence, what I'm planning in case if things goes out of hands, I would be looking to not only hedge my near position or waves position or LDO, I'm simply going to short them 5 times of my position that I've held on my, spot bags, so that even a 10% move on the downside is not only going to recover my losses, but also going to give me more and more profits, So that's what my plan is. So just imagine what ETH is at the moment on the Hartem time frame. ETH is really, really like here. So let me just put it this way. Where is the copy? Here. So if ETH does something like this, then just imagine what others can do. Because of course, ETH is the king of, that's what even I was knowing, that ETH is the king of altcoins. But the way it is performed this whole bull run seems to me like ETH is no more the king of altcoins. A lot other coins like meme coins are the king basically. Just imagine what the level of the degree of the nature of move the altcoins can give. Just imagine. Look at here. Imagine. So we need to play the levels, guys. We are in a range. 346 billion is our resistance. Basically 346 billion. I just hope that we get a retest like this. We get a retest like this, and before a massive dump basically. So this is where the hedge should be happening, or you should be looking to short it so that whatever the losses you made would be recovered. And this is where things should be played out basically. So this is the plan for others. Now, if you remember, I also posted a bull case scenario for total crypto market cap. Even though others are total 2 or total 3 looks to me like that they are topped out with the 5 waves, I'm not sure, but total crypto market cap is still missing that one more move, which means that BTC is going to hold the HTF levels of 85 to 87k, which means that ETH BTC is going to dump a lot basically, or simply it's just going to retest like it. It's just going to do like a double bottom sort of thing basically. So this sort of a move is only going to happen in my view. Everything will pump, everything will recover, but they're not going to make new all-time highs or anything. But the total crypto market cap tells me that even if we go for one more push upside, the only coin that is going to make new all-time highs is going to be Bitcoin. No other coins are going to make new all-time highs. Every other coins is going to just give you the dead cat bounce. Clearly, even Ethereum tells me that this is, let's say that the 5 waves are in for ETH, which means that, I just have to be very, very logical. People can probably scream for new all-time highs. Yeah, new all-time highs is also a possibility. But now I would like to see that ETH clearly flips the levels of 3,532. Till it don't flip, I would simply play Ethereum this way actually. Simply, this is the range. It's a range. So simply, just want to play it this way. Chop, chop, chop. And ABC, reject, come back under, see ya. We lose the trend line, bye-bye. And we go for a massive move on the downside for ETH towards $1,000 like this in 2025. So this is slightly going to be the worst case scenario for ETH, at this point, because this might be a bigger triangle that nobody even talks about. What sort of a triangle that ETH can form from the 2022, bear market basically. This can be the massive big triangle basically. Simply a big triangle, like, ETH BTC is accumulating like left and right. Someone is accumulating heavily. Just don't know who, but someone. But this is going to be the triangle, though exactly a similar sort of a triangle XRP had it. So in the next run, ETH does something like this. Chop, chop, chop. This way again. And the next breakout is going to be very, very volatile, very massive. The triangle is very, very, very volatile gonna be. So let's see what ETH has for us in the coming days. But I can tell you, probably in the next 3 to 4 years, you will see ETH around 10,000 plus. 9,980 is what the levels I have. But of course, it will cross to 10,000. 10,000 for ETH is like 100K for Bitcoin. So 10,000 is for ETH is like 100K for Bitcoin. So anywhere from 10,000 to $12,000, you're going to see ETH. That's where the chop would happen, clearly, in my view. So, just be very, very careful. If you're so bearish on ETH, you just want to dump it all. But I do think that, this is like a bigger accumulation that's happening on the ETH on the larger scale. It can even push up from here if things are, if things are very bullish, let's say if it flips 3,500 levels, we go for a breakout like this, I would be very bullish then we can aim for, you know, from here to $9,000 still. Then we still can make 3x from this 3,500 to, you know, $10,000 plus, $10,000 to $12,000. We can still make, you know, 3x easily. So we have that opportunity, you know. So both the things are open, but for now I'm more relying on this bear scenario at this point and not bull one. Bull only and only if ETH flips 3,523 levels. Okay. For alts, we need to wait, guys. Lot of alts. Just someone asked me RSR, bro, Woo, GRT, BTC dominance. Wait for a little bit more time to get, you know, a clear picture of what BTC wants. If it flips, then definitely all alts will go, and you can simply long anything and everything you want to long, basically. Okay. For now, just write the ETH long that we have got, and it's up almost 5.5%. So I just want to have some more long opportunities. Solana especially looks great. So the so long, once it flips EM at 200 on H1, we will long. Okay. And guys, if you definitely would like to support our work, and if you really find this stream interesting, do go on Bybit and create an account using the link mentioned. This would be very helpful. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice day.